I'm just getting having a little technical issues here for a second, but I think we got it. Okay, there we go. I think we're working. There we go. Okay. Good times. Let's see, I just want to share. Okay, and then share again to a page. Okay, I think we are good. Good. Okay. Hey, Neil. I am. It just took me a second because sometimes when I go to stream, my OBS will say I cannot connect to Restream. So I had to log out, log back in. I forgot the password and stuff, so I had to go find it. Yada, yada. But hey, here we are. All right. I am good. Hey, thanks, Matt. Matt, I saw your post. You're having troubles with the forum. Yeah, let me know. You can message me inside the forums too and see if we can get that figured out. But yeah, let me know. Okay. So I wanted to do another Josh Black design. I love Josh Black's designs. And Josh Black is awesome. He's a good friend of mine. And he does, you know, we've had a lot of history together. I worked with him at Disney, and he's a fantastic designer. So anyway, I saw this guy, and he's kind of, I want to go away from the cutesy, cartoony, and go into the kind of this evil looking guy. He's kind of like an evil elf or something. I don't know. So let's see. Yeah. So let's get rocking on this guy. So I hope everybody's doing well today. I'm doing pretty good myself. Time for another stream. I'm pretty excited. Okay. Yeah, very Jokerish. He does kind of look like the Joker, doesn't he, without any makeup on? But he's got these pointy ears. Okay. Yeah, I hope you all are doing well. Why does it seem like it's been a while since did I not, I didn't go last Monday, right? Or did I? Oh, goodness. Sometimes I lose my brain. Guy's got a really narrow head. I like it. Working and lurking, and it looks like YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook are all working. Awesome. Hey, what's up, Ian? How you doing? I caught your stream last night for a second. I was kind of in the car, so I didn't have time to chat. But yeah, good stuff. I love that female Venom. Maybe is that what it is? Another female Venom you got going on? It's really cool. Okay. Thank you, Neil, by the way. Squash this cranium up. Lady Carnage. Okay, okay. I'm not hip with my with my who's a what's its. He's got a huge forehead. I love it. Very square. Can you guys hear is the music okay? Is it too loud? Is it a reasonable volume? It's your own mashup. Okay, cool. I was watching, so I popped in right when you were making the kind of the veins and talking about how you would hook the two ends and then pop the center up and off of there, which is ingenious. I like it. I like that idea. So, and if you guys don't know, Ian, IR Sculpts, he's another sculptor here on Pixologic Live, and you can check him out Sunday nights. He's also a student of mine. Music's good? Okay. All right. Yeah, shameless promotion. Look at this chin, Look at this thing. I've been finding out that I don't do things like a lot of sculptors do. Like with this whole blocking out the two pieces. I mean, I've seen some other people kind of mimic this, but a lot of times I see people just start with a sphere and just start pulling it and dragging it around. And that's too committed for me. I don't know what that means. Thanks, man. Hey, Ian, have you been? I doubt it. You've been so busy lately, but I was just wondering if you had caught any of the new training that I've been doing lately. Just wondering what you thought of it, or if any of my students are here. Just wondering what you're thinking of the new weekly challenges. If they're challenging you, if you're liking that format. Just curious. Oh, hey, Ryan. Let's see. Oh, thanks, Neil. So I went last month. My weeks just kind of go together. Oh, man. Oh, cool. Okay, let's get in some other pieces here. Look at this really pointy nose. Gonna get after it this week and get caught up. Awesome. Loving the challenges. Got multiple models on the go, making the progress. Yeah, awesome, Matt. So the format is looser than the old read the script, yes, on purpose. And I personally think it's a big improvement. Awesome, well, thank you for that, me. I appreciate it. It's more personable. It's like you're in there with me and I'm talking to you rather than like robotic script ready guy, you know? I like the scripts for certain things, just because it would streamline everything and get to the point quicker. So I didn't want to waste people's time, you know? And obviously this new format it takes a lot longer to get the point across. Like three hours every week. But I think it's worth it. Please tell me where I can read an article about retopology. I have no idea. I would say Google's your friend on that one. I don't know why I hit solo. I was just trying to get this up here higher. Oh, thanks, Neil. I'm glad it ended up being that way because, or like, you know, doing extra, like a review that way because the training before, I felt like I had left people hanging a little bit. So I was glad I was able to come back and clear things up. Okay. got these super heavy eyebrows, very pinched eyes in there. Very long, stretched out chin. I love it. I want to exaggerate it even more. And his big square forehead. Hey Jet, how you doing? Oh, cool. Thanks, Neil. Yeah, that worked out. Sometimes it works way better than others, you know? Like the kangaroo was failing and Pink Panther did a lot better. You know, Matt, one thing that kind of works, it's a small screen, but you can either use your phone or your iPad or a tablet as well and just kind of set it to the side of your machine. And sometimes I'll double up on my headphones. I have these headphones like AirPods, and you can kind of hear what's outside of the AirPods. So I'll have my AirPods in and these headphones over the top of them, so I can kind of double listen to two different things going on. Is sculpting with a mouse okay for beginners? I would not recommend that at all, because with a mouse you get it's just a click, so you don't get any sensitivity at all. So it's like yeah, you need pressure sensitivity, so you can go from thick to thin as you're doing your strokes. Otherwise, it's like you're driving a car with a toggle switch rather than a gas pedal, if that makes sense. You need the subtleties. Hey, what's up, Ori? There you go, Matt. All the things, you're right. And you don't need an expensive tablet. Just any tablet will do. Just something that has pressure sensitivity. That's all you need. So you don't have to go out and buy a Cintiq or anything crazy expensive. But even the little cheap bamboos from Wacom, they do a great job. But I recommend any, the best that you can afford, and I wouldn't go too big, because you'll need the real estate for your desk. I recommend a tablet about the medium size. Small ones are a little too small, big ones are a little too big. It's kind of like a Goldilocks size. The medium one is just perfect. But if you do go Cintiq, if any of you use a Cintiq, I recommend a big one. Not the biggest. The biggest one is obnoxious. Like they have a 36-inch one now, and that's just huge. I tried it out at GDC a couple years ago, and that thing, it's just, you could feel it burning your face. It was so big. Oh gosh. Okay. Love his nose. His nose is fun. Okay. Hey, Pete. Hey, Peter. How's it going? Yeah, I had a good weekend. Thanks. Hey! What's going on, Ash? Ashley in his house. You're early. Usually you show up a little bit later on. You must be bored. Oh, I'm teasing. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. There's another live streamer here. Her name is Ashley A Cubed. You can catch her also streaming on this channel. You're avoiding your work. That's good. Okay, let's add a neck to this guy. Okay, what? Where did I leave? Where did I leave my gizmo? There we go. Let's snap that. How's it going, Ashley? How you been? I am doing well. Yep, Ian is here hanging out too. Got a couple of streamers hanging out. It's always fun to chat with you guys. Working and lurking. I love this music. How can you get ZBrush with all the features for free as a student? Well, legally there really isn't a way. You can start out with ZBrush Core Mini. That's free, but it does not have all the features. But it's a great way to get in there and start playing around. And then the next one up is ZBrush Core, which they keep adding features to that. Okay, I'm just kind of looking at this neck and how it connects. Connects. Hey, he's got a long neck. Look at that. It's like a pea on a pole. All right. I really enjoyed the critique you made of my photodial the other day. Oh yeah, much love from San Fran. Well, welcome. And you're welcome. Okay, let's see here. This nose is cool. This mouth is going to be fun. That's true. Thank you, Ashley. Yeah, if you can spare 40 bucks a month, you can get a subscription to ZBrush if that works better for you. I always forget about the subscriptions. Thank you so much. Yeah, and that way you're not obligated, you're not tied into anything. You can just do a monthly subscription and just use it, you know. And then if it's not for you, then you're not out anything. Except for a small thing. Yeah, I think so. I haven't used Core enough to know all of... I don't have the features memorized, but... Should I use ZBrush on a touchscreen monitor? No, it's not necessary until you can justify the cost of a screen. The only thing a screen will get you is speed. It won't make you a better artist. So I recommend just getting a tablet, one you can afford, and go from there. How long have I worked with ZBrush? I want to say going on 10 years now. I want to say that. At least 5 years, but I want to say, I don't know. Quite a while. I think I started with ZBrush released, like the second release they ever did. I was messing around with their application. Not seriously, not professionally. But professionally, I've been messing with it for about 5 or 6 years. Yeah, Chandra, that's a good point. There are many professional artists who still use tablets. Actually, that being said, there are some of my friends that have actually gone back to tablets after owning Cintiqs or monitors because they prefer it. They prefer having the real estate. I was actually contemplating it myself, but I really like, so when I say it'll speed you up, that just means your pen is actually touching where you want your stroke to be. So you're going to have a you're going to be a little more successful making the strokes because it's a one-to-one thing. With a tablet, it might take you 3 or 4 times. Oh, Ashley says she bounces between a Cintiq and an Intuos for ergonomic reasons. There's also something to be said about like your posture as well. You know, whether you just need to be in a good position so you're not going to hurt your back. How did you do the ears like that to where you're sculpting them at the same time? What do you, I just have symmetry turned on. Is that what you're talking about? You're watching an LOL concept artist who said he was comfortable using the traditional tablet. So I used a traditional tablet for probably the first 15 years of my career. I've only used a Cintiq the last 5-6 years. So like I said, it's not going to make you a better artist, it'll just make you faster. And that's even debatable. And some people don't like Cintiqs because their hand gets in the way. Your hand is literally on the monitor and it can be in the way when you're sculpting. So that's another issue people don't really think about until they get a Cintiq. Cue the hawk. Nice. Right. Stupid hand. All right. I wish there was a way. I guess there is kind of a way. I was gonna say I wish there was a way to just tessimate this ear while I'm sculpting on it, but I end up just splitting it off. Yeah, like I said, the tablet doesn't really matter as long as you have a tablet. You're not trying to sculpt with a mouse. That's all. Because if you're trying to sculpt with a mouse, you're going to constantly be going up to the Z intensity and adjusting it back and forth. Nobody wants to do that. Yeah, the ears were just a sphere that I stretched out. Nothing special. The brushes that I use the most are the move brush, and the smooth brush, and that's pretty much it for most of it. It's like working with clay. It's like you have your favorite tool and then you just push it around and make it look like what you want it to look like, you know? Could you 3D print this? Eventually, yeah. So a bunch of the things you see back here on my shelves, these are things I've 3D printed. like this mouse right here, and this pirate girl right here, and this dinosaur. Yeah, those are all things that I've, well, either myself or someone else has printed of my works. And I just got my Form 3. I'm super excited about that. Sitting right behind me on the floor. I got to get it hooked up and going. Okay, I want to make this ear super pointy. A little exaggerated point there. Maybe I'll use the snake hook brush. There we go. Snake hook's another one of my favorites, right, Ashley? So snake hook I actually consider to be a move brush, but a certain type of move brush, a more spongy pointed move brush. Can I show my pen tablet? It's just a 27-inch Cintiq. So yeah, my camera's over there, so I can't really go grab it and move it to show you. But just look up on Google, look up 27-inch Cintiq, C-I-N-T-Q, I think. I don't even know. C-I-N-T-I-Q? Cintiq? Is that because they leave the U off the end? All right, I want to tessimate this. Thank you, Chandra. Cintiq. Okay, let's see. Yeah, Google Wacom, that works too. Wacom. Snake hook is life. Yep. Snake hook is love. Snake hook is life. I forgot the love part. Join us. Join the Snake Hook Club. Paul Gabery has his right-click navigation club, and Ashley has her Snake Hook Club. You should make it official, Ash. You gotta do a mascot. That's your next sculpt, is to make a snake hook mascot for your group. The Snake Hook Gang. Nice. I like it. I'll be a charter member. T-shirts, gonna make some T-shirts, take them to the next ZBrush Summit. Snake Hook Gang. Oh, all right. I like that name better. Sculpting ZBrush, turning the tricks. Oh, horrible. All right. This could be a whole new character right here. Just his jaw. Hey James, I'm doing well, thanks. Welcome to the stream. How you doing? With topological brush. Let's see. Let's apply this. Somebody likes the da 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 da. I don't know about this song. It's all right. I'm gonna testimate this. Actually, I've been loving Tessmate lately. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I wonder if you or Ian likes to use Tessmate at all. Likes to use. I speak good. I think I'm just gonna pull the mouth in. Why not? Today is brute force day. Just gonna brute force it. Never? You should try it. I like it because it's like Dynamesh, but it's a little bit more predictable than Dynamesh. And so you see the slider right here, the polygon size. It caches your mesh, so you can go heavier or lighter, and it doesn't. And then you can go heavier again, and it still remembers your mesh because it's cached. Unlike, you can't really control drag with it, but I just like that it caches your mesh, and so it kind of remembers. And so you can finely tune the density as you're going, and I really like that. So I've said my piece. Also, it ties to Sculptris Pro. So if you see this number right here, see this 0.09 blah blah blah, I can turn on Sculptris Pro, and then if I go to Stroke Sculptris Pro and turn off Adaptive Size, you can see the subdivide size is 1. Well, if I grab that and I turn it down to 0.09 blah blah blah, something close, and then I use Sculptris Pro on this, it's very similar to the same density. They're kind of tied. They're best friends. So yeah, it's pretty cool. A little bit smaller with it. There we go. There we go. Looks like an old man that's lost his chompers. Hey, where's my teeth? Yeah, move elastic. I can see her saying, yeah, I'll try that. No, just teasing. It reminds me of Happy Gilmore. Yeah, I'll be there. Anyway, move elastic is good for, it's good for hair and good for like moving, I'm trying to say something without being offensive. It's gonna, like strands of hair. It works really well with that. Hey Anastasia, how are you? Let's see here. Get this up. Get that tucked underneath that cheek meat. What amazing and new brushes have the 6.6 version? Honestly, I'll be completely transparent with you. I have not changed my base brush set since, I say 4R9, I think. The only one I've moved is this chisel brush, because this chisel brush replaced my carve brush. I was gonna say long and thin things. There, you made me say it. Could be construed as other things. And so yeah, it's good at moving. How much was the Form 3? Well, I got a refurbished one. They were shutting down a print shop. Yeah, I made you laugh. I'm trying to keep this kid safe today, Ashley. Come on. You're killing me. I'm teasing. And so I found my Form 3, and I'm friends with people at Form Labs, so I was able to find a good deal on it. But the buying it new is around $3,500, I think. Oh well, you know, for kids. speaking of which, did you see the new From Software game with the big dingle bell? That made me laugh. Any of you have seen the new trailer? Okay. That made me laugh. I'm like, yes, I want to punch it. Ding. Right? They better allow you to punch it. Okay, I don't know why I'm going to this level of detail already. I'm just kind of giving myself some landmarks, I guess. I don't know. Stop me. It is kind of like the face from Mask. X cubed. There you go. What is going on with this drawing? It's making these weird... Come on, ZBrush. Stay with me. All right, let's get some teeth in there before he gums me to death. Or I might put eyes in there, actually. Just to kind of give me those landmarks. Oh, come on. So just so you guys know why I got frustrated there is when you do an insert multi-mesh, it remembers the last known location of your gizmo, the last known direction of it. So if my gizmo is pointing off into nowhere land like this, and then you hide it, and then you grab an insert multi-mesh like this sphere, and I go to drag it out, and then I hold down Shift, you'll notice that it snaps to the last known orientation of the gizmo. Am I also a programmer? No, I'm not at all. I'm only an artist, and I don't work for Pixologic. I just I demo ZBrush on their live channel. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I'm not good at math at all. Which is funny because my dad is a CPA. He's a professional math guy. I'm not that guy. All right. Okay, back. See, and I'm all over the place too. How do you apply to stream for them? Most of the time they reach out to people and ask them if they would like to stream. But you can reach out to them. I'm not sure exactly who you would talk to. Maybe just support at pixologic.com maybe. Scroll down on Twitch info section. Oh, great. Thank you, Ashley. I didn't even know that. Learned something new today. Thank you. I did not know this. Okay, let's do split mass points. I think I'm going to go ahead and combine the upper and the lower here. So I can build this up. And now we know. I need to get, and the more you know, like, I need to load up my Stream Deck with some animation stuff. That would be a good one. Or like a drum hit, like a ba-dum-tsh. Can you do other I don't know what that means. Programmist. I don't know what programmist means. Sorry. All right, Peter, thanks for hanging out. Okay, let's stitch all these things together. I should probably save this. It'd be a good idea, wouldn't it? Josh Head. I'm gonna call this Josh Joker. Sure. Thanks, Neil. Let's see. Yeah. Merge this down. Look at. I love it when it's just like weird shapes. Like, look at this character. That's a good one. I meant programs, applications. Do I know any other? Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah, I started out with Maya. Actually, I started with 3D Studio Max. That's one I use the most, and then Maya, and then some other ones. Softimage, before they close that thing down. All right, let's see. But since this is actually Pixologic's live streaming channel, I like to keep the chat to ZBrush. If that makes sense. Okay, let's stitch these together. I'm gonna stitch the nose in and the head, everything. Okay, here we go. Why not? Make a commitment. I'm gonna tessimate this first, though. See, this is what I'm talking about, Ashley. See, I can get kind of an equal density across everything before I stitch it together, because it caches it, which is nice. It will also rebuild. So it just gives a more even distribution. All right, thanks, Ashley. Thanks for hanging out. Okay. Before I stitch this neck in, though, I think I'm going to pop the neck. That's going to sound horrible. Pop the neck off. Because I want to put the sterno muscles in there. I'm not ready for that yet. Okay. Just going to stitch this together. All right, stitch to Maloo here. Accept and turn symmetry back on. We're good. Okay. Then I can tessimate this again. There we go. Now we're all combined. Is it possible to do? Yeah, you can do hair. You can do fiber mesh, or I like to just do sculpted hair. And there's curve brushes, and you can just sculpt hair. You know, like Renaissance statues. You know, like just sculpt it, brute force sculpting. Okay, I'm gonna build up some of this, what am I talking about? Eyelids. Like, can't remember what to call eyelids. Before I want to do them, scoop this out. Hey, Tom. Oh, I got to talk to you about Banjo, Tom. Maybe we can trade information. That's awesome. Halloween. Every time you stitch something together, you should use a stitch curve on the seam. That's not a bad idea. Okay, so if you turn on transparency, like through the eyes, you can build up underneath it. And for me, I either use this clay buildup or this fill brush. You can just do a slow buildup, or clay buildup's kind of fast but noisy. That'd be awesome, Tom. Okay, I think I want to get lower on this. All the way low. I'm not getting enough. Okay, so you see I drug the subdivide size all the way down, and my triangles still aren't low enough. So what I want to do is, this guy's pretty dang happy, isn't he? What I want to do is scale everything up in the scene, because the triangle size is related to the scene size. So if I show the floor, you can see how big the head is in comparison to the scene. And what I can do is just turn on this transpose all selected subtools, and then I can move everything together. I'm gonna move it kind of more down into the middle and then scale it up quite a bit. And then turn that back off. And now, let's turn off the floor. Now that my head is so much larger in my scene, I need to be careful with my triangles, but you can see it makes them way dense. Way more dense. Just wanted to put one of your videos on the background. Now you're live. How epic. Yeah, Goosebumps. Nice. I'm here. What do you think of CD Trader or other selling stations? I don't really have much experience with those. So I don't have an opinion on them, sorry. Do you ever use ZModeler? All the time. Yeah, James, I do. Particularly when I'm doing like props and things. Hard surface stuff, I use it a lot. Is it possible if we can see key navigation just so you know, just to know what key you use? Are you talking about, I don't have, I used to have this thing called Noah board that I would float up front. Hey Ian, are you still watching? If you are, what's the keyboard thing that you use? I felt like it was taking up too much screen real estate, so I stopped using it. Who in the heck is calling me from Austria? Okay, somebody calling me from Austria. I don't know. I don't know anyone in Austria. So you said you just had symmetry on when you are doing those ears, so you didn't append in the new ear? No, so I drew a sphere on. It's using insert multi-mesh. So if you see these oh, you can't see the brushes. Gosh dang it. Hold on one second. Let me float this. So you can see them here. Can you see those brushes now? Okay. So see these brushes down here at the bottom? These are all my brushes. There's a few of them getting covered up by that logo, but I have this insert multi-mesh brush, and ZBrush does ship with insert multi-mesh brushes as well. And they're just primitive objects. So basically what I did for the ears is I clicked on my insert multi-mesh brush, grabbed a sphere, and then with symmetry turned on, I just clicked and dragged the sphere in, and it put it symmetrically like that. Does that make sense? So that Creative Ape, sometimes I'll use half spheres, sometimes not. So, and yes, they're custom brushes. I give them away for free over on my website. can see it right above my head, 3dcharacterworkshop.com. You can go get those brushes. Scroll about halfway down the page and you can find them. And I also teach an online course called the 3D Character Workshop, where I teach you how to create characters like this one. Have I updated your downloadable settings for the latest ZBrush version? I have, but it's pretty much the same. So if you just put it in the correct location, then it should still work just fine. If I want to learn 3D, should I learn drawing? Is it necessary? It helps. It's not necessary, but it helps a lot. So I don't really draw too much anymore, but I used to when I was younger. Is white color material comfortable for you? Is it hard to see? I'm just used to it, but sometimes I will change over to what I like to use, ZBrush gray. Then I can see my surface a little better. So I'll switch to that and use that quite a bit. And I also have this other one called ZBrush modeling, which is, yeah, I like this one a lot too. And these are materials made by a guy named ZBrush. He goes by ZBrush. And you can just do a Google search and find those. They're free out on the interwebs. Just been appending or mirror and welding my ears and eyes. Yeah, so yeah, you can just draw them in. Not a big deal. It's my car warranty. All the way from Austria, calling me about my car warranty. I suck on final detailing. How do you improve? That's a tough question. The biggest answer I can give you is match the concept as best as you can. But doing stylized characters like I do, the detailing really comes last. And I just follow the concept as best as I can. But I don't really go, I don't do a lot of surface detail. Is ZBrush interesting to make non-organic shapes as well? Absolutely. Yeah, you can do full hard surface sculpting in ZBrush. Which new 2020 ZBrush tools do you find yourself using more nowadays? I honestly, I know you don't want to hear it. I just stick to the basics, like the move brush and the... But I really like, let me tell you, I really like the masked, what is it called? Hold on a second, let me find it. These mesh extrude, I like mesh balloon, but I like these mesh extrude brushes. Those are really fun. I don't use them too often, but I really like them a lot. And I'm trying to remember what it's called. Where you can use a mesh along a curve, or a mask along a curve. If you guys can help me out, remind me what that's called. It's like it's a curve brush, but it uses a mask instead of an object, or instead of a mesh. And it makes it into a mesh. But I like that a lot. It's really cool. I'm trying to remember the name of it. Anyway, there's too many brushes. I just use my set down here. Yeah, I pose inside of ZBrush. Did somebody ask about posing that I missed? Sorry. Yes, the eyes are perfect spheres. Inside the head. They're big. Okay, I want to get some teeth in there so it doesn't look so gummy. Thanks, Ian. So you guys, if you didn't know, I used to be a senior artist at Disney. I worked at Disney Interactive for 10 years, and I worked on Disney Infinity, and so I worked with a whole bunch of those film characters as toys. And that's what you can kind of see up behind me right here, like this Venom, Mickey Mouse, and all these characters up here I helped work on. Okay. Sorry, I need to focus for a second here. Make some progress. I was gonna put the teeth in, but I saw that I want to put some of this cheek meat going down like this. And I love Sculptris Pro. That's my favorite thing. Can I talk a bit about the approach from high poly to low poly? I'm still a bit confused about it. Well, Goosebumps, that is a huge question that takes an entire module in my class to go to talk about and teach. But essentially you're taking your high resolution mesh and you're baking it to a low resolution mesh. And the low resolution mesh is animatable and deformable. It's low resolution so the game engine can handle the amount of polygons. And the high resolution mesh is, it's like millions of polygons. And you basically have to take the difference between the high and the low and bake maps to basically fake the difference between the high and the low. But it's quite involved. So I'm sorry, I can't really give you a long answer. It's kind of the high answer. Well, thanks, Todd. Do I know BN Vichar? I don't know. I might. Okay, let's do some gums. Time we're looking at. Okay, 1. I soloed this. Let's see. Let me split this off. Sometimes I hit edge loop mask border instead of split on mask points, like a dummy. Okay, I don't know if this snapped to center. Looks off to me. All right. Like, do I have perspective turned on? I don't know. Okay. And I'm just like, whoops. Let me turn Sculptris Pro off for a second. Some people think I do all these tricks and stuff, but more often than not, I just kind of brute force things. Like this. I just kind of, I'm making him some gums right now. And gonna tessimate it. There we go. What level is COVID in my so I'm in the US right now, and it's starting to lighten up quite a bit. Like there are people that aren't wearing masks too much anymore. So it's starting to feel pretty like it's starting to go back to normal. I don't know. Okay. Dynamesh or Divide? Neither. I actually use Sculptris Pro in my workflow. Okay. Can I start a petition? There have been several people that have started petitions to get Disney Infinity back. The closest thing you can get right now is actually there's a line of toys called Toy Box, and you can get those at the Disney stores and in the parks. And they're actually doing a really good job with them, I think. I have a few of them back here on my shelf. What's the difference with Sculptris Pro? Sculptris Pro is dynamically subdivided geometry, whereas Dynamesh, you basically, it's like a voxel remesh. That's the difference. I know those are highly technical terms, but voxel remesh will rebuild your entire mesh, whereas Sculptris Pro is it dynamically does. See how it's dynamically changing it? Here, let me switch back to skin shade so you can see it. Can you see it changing the geometry as I sculpt? That's the biggest difference, is it dynamically adds new geometry as I'm moving it around. And I love it. Dynamesh, if I want a Dynamesh, I have to like hold down control and drag on the background to get it to do it, and it will rebuild my entire mesh, which will sometimes that's prohibitive because I don't want it to rebuild my entire mesh. I should probably duplicate this before I get too much further for the bottom gums. Okay. Any tips on getting into the industry as far as portfolio is concerned? Like quality versus quantity. It's quality every time. So it's much, much better to have like 1 or 2 extremely good models than it does to have like 12 mediocre ones or even 5 mediocre ones. Because you're essentially wanting to show the company that you can do the work that they need you to do. That's all your portfolio serves. That's the only reason you should have a portfolio, really, other than to show your friends, right? You're trying to use it to get a job, so you want to put your best foot forward. Yep, just a few good ones. Yeah, so the polygons that are being created by Sculptris Pro look the same as Decimation Master. You can actually use Decimation Master along with Sculptris Pro. If you get too many triangles and you want to lighten up how many triangles you have, you can run Decimation on it and you can still keep going with it. Which in 3D printing world, it's really nice to have that option. Okay. Let me flip this around. Okay, so something is not symmetrical. I don't know what. Maybe this. Maybe the head. Nope, it was that. Okay. It's like Toothless Wonder. Pretty funny. I'm gonna mirror and weld this too, just for fun. Okay, I'm not gonna give him a tongue since most likely you won't see it through these teeth that I'm gonna be putting in here. I'm just going to get this all evened out. It's probably a bit too high of geometry for his whole face, but that's okay. Can I show reference? Like, what do you mean? The reference that I'm using is right here in the top left corner. Okay, let's give him some teeth. Oh yeah, it's completely possible, Creative Ape. It's, in fact, I've been doing it a little bit and I like it. reset this. I would say work on speed after quality too, because if you have two high quality pieces but they each took months to complete, it may be too slow for a real world job. Yes, that's true. But at the same time, if you're fast and your models suck, you're not going to get a job either. So it's you kind of got to work on both. But I would say quality first and quantity second, because as you get better, you will just naturally get faster. But I wouldn't focus on speed, you know? Hey Bella, how you doing? I am having a great Monday, thank you for asking. I hope you are having a good Monday as well. This guy has some really kind of sharp teeth aiming down like this. They're crazy, crazy cool teeth. I don't know how I'm gonna get the bottom ones to fit in there without doing like one in the middle. That'll be kind of interesting, but oh yeah, you know, I have no idea what that even means. Like Pixar's universal scene description USD format. What is that? I don't even know. I was wondering if you're going to be doing portfolio reviews anytime soon, like on this channel. I don't really do portfolio reviews on here. I do portfolio reviews for my students in my my online course. I think Thomas, he streams later this evening. I think he does portfolio reviews. Okay, I'm going to turn this in a little bit. It's like a pipeline that allows every department to work on the proper asset at the same time. Oh, weird. Okay. I've not heard of that. That's cool. Hey from India, hello. Oh, they let you view them right in the Windows browser and they contain a lot of information. Right on. I'm not making him normal teeth. He's got like, they're all kind of the same. They remind me of, I'm trying to remember that character in Mortal Kombat that just has those scissor teeth. Do I ever do any stylized environment art? Sometimes, not very often. I make props and things like that occasionally, but not very often. Does your tutorials in 3D Character Workshop include the pipeline to create game animation ready characters? Yes, it does. I teach you how to do UVs, retopology, bake maps, and yeah, get them all game ready. And several of my students have actually gotten jobs in the game industry. I have to brag about that because that's pretty dang cool. I never expected that to happen. Yeah, one of my students works at Blizzard on Diablo 4. Trey. And Ian in here, he just got a job at Funko, which is awesome. Yay, Ian, congrats. So cool. And another one of my students working at Funko up in Everett, Washington. Pay for jobs. Pay for more art supplies. Does your course get updated if new features, changes to your workflow happen? Absolutely. Yeah, so my course has been running for 4 years. Just about 4 years. And I've added a whole ton of content. Yes, it is beginner friendly. It goes from beginner all the way to advanced. But right now, I'm doing something completely special, and I'm updating it to 2.0. So 3D Character Workshop 2.0. And I've been doing weekly challenges because that's kind of how I want to format the course moving forward. And these weekly challenges, I'm going, they're supposed to last a week, but I've been going every 2 weeks because I've been giving new content in the form of weekly challenges. And then in between those weekly challenges, I do a review. So I've been looking at student artwork and giving feedback on those challenges. And then if you're a new student coming in, you can watch the challenge, and then you can watch the review, and then you can do your own. So, hey Hannibal, how you doing? You're in the second class, right on. Do you have to know anatomy to take your course? No, I teach anatomy in my course. I teach stylized anatomy. That's an asterisk by the, I teach stylized anatomy, and there's a really, really active community that is connected with the students. Here it is right here, and you can see all the people doing this stylized anatomy, asking questions when ZBrush breaks, all sorts of stuff. So yeah, beginner friendly all the way to advanced. And I have a top row, kind of like ZBrush Central. This is all student work. This is not my work. And this is the latest weekly challenge. We did a clean sculpting topology review right here. So you can kind of see. And yeah, this is a student that just did a hard surface thing and popped it in there. But, oh, you can't see it? Gosh dang it. Sorry. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Okay. So now I'm going to have 50 people telling me they couldn't see it. So anyway, top row here. And then this is all student work. And Tom was watching earlier. I don't know if he still is watching, but I got to show off his work. He did some awesome rendering with this guy. Check this guy out. So cool. The lighting and rendering and smoke and stuff. This little leprechaun. This was kind of inspired by a leprechaun I did during this live stream. So hey Tom. Tom's still here. So yeah, this is fantastic. I love the honey back here. It's like the pot of gold, right? Super cool. So yeah, anyway, there's some stylized anatomy you can see. This Spider-Man is awesome. It'll load. There we go. Yeah, super cool. Oh, this is not Spider-Man. This is Nightwing. Oh, this is Sean Galloway. Okay, super cool. All right. Anyway, back to... There we go. Oh, Ruth, I want to thank you, Shane, for making your ruler freely available. It's been a great help, especially for poor folks like me. Really appreciate it. No problem. Let's see. Course is amazing. Thank you. How to plug into Photoshop? I don't know what you're after there. All right, let me let's do these teeth. I think I'm just gonna flip these teeth around. Okay, let's see. Let's duplicate. Boom. I guess I don't need these gums anymore because they come with the teeth. Okay, turning off symmetry. Let's get it. Maybe if I just overlap these. Okay, I'm gonna have to do some fudging to push them around to get them to work. Okay. That Escortia I did for your class is my highest like image still. Oh, awesome. I've seen it used in other classes as an assignment. Oh, really? You should have put it on Gumroad and make $2. Oh, it's worth way more than $2. Oh, man. Well, you know, copying is the highest form of flattery, as they say. So that's kind of, when people do that with my stuff, I just kind of go, oh, okay. Cool, I guess. Got to turn on symmetry here. Is it possible to pay for the course in more than 2 payments? No. And the reason why is it's just me. So I don't have more staff helping me out. I do have my son that helps out, but I don't have people to chase payments, you know, and there's people that can't make the 2 payments that I already have. So I just don't want to, I don't want that headache. So, yeah, so I just offer 2 for now. Is there new workflows for posing? I haven't checked back in a while. No, posing's pretty much straightforward and it's pretty much the same. But what I am going to do though, Hannibal, is I'm going to be doing a posing challenge in, you know, when I get to that point. And so when I get to that point, I'm going to be talking about posing a lot more, but it will be more of the kind of how to it'll be more of the art and the, you know, the line of action and all that kind of stuff and the weight, and it'll be less about actually how to pose, less technical, more artistic, I guess. How to take a ZBrush model to Photoshop. Well, there's several ways. You can render it out and take it to Photoshop. Like take the render to Photoshop, is that what you mean? Because I usually render my models outside of ZBrush. You can render them in ZBrush, but I'll usually take them somewhere else, like to Keyshot, for example, and render them elsewhere. I'm trying to decide how I want to do this. I might just do one tooth in the center. Or maybe maybe a couple smaller ones. Let's try it. Okay, I'm gonna duplicate this. So I'm gonna try something. Oh, thanks, Jonah. I need to, that's another one. I'm gonna be doing a rendering challenge as well. And if you guys didn't know this, if you change your draw size all the way down to draw size 1, you're able to move the entire piece that's unmasked like this, which is awesome. Thank you, Paul Gabery, for showing me that. I don't know why I can't move it closer though. Go closer. Huh. Hey, 5-minute tips. I answered your question. I would render it out and then I would bring that render into Photoshop. Okay, I think this is how it's going to have to be. Smaller teeth like this. Okay. Yeah, I mean, for jagged teeth, they kind of have to be like bricks, like every other one, right? They have to kind of come together like scissors. but it's usually I'll put like one tooth in the center on the bottom and then just kind of go every other tooth. But what I was trying to do is kind of jam these two middle teeth together so I still have two teeth, and then kind of sneak this one in next to it and then start the crisscross from there. But I don't know how effective that is. And then this pink one will go in the next one over. Yeah, Ryan, I could do it. I thought about that actually, how I did the mouse teeth. Yeah, let me see if I can blow that up big on the screen. So that, yeah, that one I just kind of made a whole big thing and then just drew, just kind of cut the line in there. But yeah, see this, I don't know if you can see it. You can see the little teeth in there on the side. It's kind of hard to see. Maybe if I turn the light off. No? I don't know. Okay. Anyway, I think this is more more detailed than those teeth, so I was thinking about doing, yeah, kind of. Oh, thanks, Ian. Under ZBrush plugin, there's a ZBrush to Photoshop tool that can help you out. Okay. I didn't know that. ZBrush to Photoshop. There you go. Right here. Send to Photoshop. There you go. Big old button. I don't know how this works. I've never used it, but there you go. Thanks, Ian. I'm still full face cam. Thank you. ZBrush. There we go. It works great. Okay, nice. I've not tried it. What's the here? Let me go get one. One sec. So let's go full again. Okay, so if you can see, can you see this? It's like, let's turn it so it doesn't reflect off the light, but it's Toy Box. You can see Toy Box right here. So these are based off of Disney Infinity characters. You can actually see some on the back. These are Disney Infinity characters, but they've essentially reworked them, made them larger, and added some articulation. So these actually bend and move and stuff. But yeah, this is actually a character that was in the game only, and now they made it into a toy, which is super cool. But yeah, they're articulated. Yeah, and they come with accessories and stuff like that. So yeah, super cool. All right, remember to go back now. Okay. Take a look. I'm gonna have to bring his gums up, of course. I want to bring his teeth. All right. Yeah, and you can find him in the parks and in Disney stores. I was actually thinking about I would love to maybe do one, you know, like help them out and make one. I don't know if I'd have time for it, but I'd like to. Yeah, I'm not quite sure if I like what's going on now. I think I'm gonna, because these they're not looking like teeth, so that's why I duplicated this one off. Just try it. I'm gonna duplicate it again, and then I'm gonna make a middle tooth just to get, yeah, just one little middle tooth. Little middle. So split this one off and kind of move it. All right, thanks for hanging out, Ian. Take care, man. All right, let's see here. Yeah, see, that just works better. It just interlocks better. Okay, now for this middle one. Basically, I want to duplicate it off. Turn off symmetry, and then I'm going to delete one of them. And then move this one down here. And just kind of get it as in the middle as I possibly can. Let's see. Then let's see, I'm going to flip this and put it in its own poly group and then see if I can mirror and weld it. Okay. I think that'll do. That'll be all right. And then I'll make it have its own little space in the gums. Need to be in the center. There we go. Messed up my symmetry there. Oh, somebody was asking about Fbx. So the way to export Fbx is with the Fbx Exporter importer right here. And you were saying that the only thing that gets exported was like one thing or whatever is visible. The options are right here. You can export selected, visible, or all. Okay, and I found that Fbx 214 works the best. 20,014, that's the version of the plugin, the export plugin. It works best with other programs. So if you want everything to get exported with an Fbx, just hit all right here. Otherwise, just hit visible and make sure everything is showing. But if you're just on selected like this, it's only going to export the thing that you have selected and nothing else. Okay, and then there's some other options down here, and then you just hit export right here. Okay, so that's where you do your Fbx exporting right there. And if you want to export an OBJ, you have to do that from over here underneath the export option right here. And if you're going to be doing OBJ exports, make sure you turn this group button off of every single subtool. Otherwise, sometimes it will break up your mesh into multiple pieces. So, and OBJ does hold polypaint. That's true. And that's an interesting story because the guys at Pixologic, they rewrote the OBJ format to handle vertex coloring, which is essentially what polypaint is vertex coloring. OBJs used to just be objects. It was just a bunch of numbers for the vertex placement. That was it, and they rewrote it to work. Pretty crazy. Okay, this one's a mess. Look at this. I think I might have messed this one up too much, but maybe we can make it work. Get the old snake hook out. There we go. Oh yeah, and if you're that's true, Romolino. There, if you're taking it to other applications, check and see if they have GoZ support. There are a lot of applications that do, like Maya, for example. Shane, it hardly takes a single episode of your modeling to model a character. Yeah, it's dude, it's kind of cheaty what I'm doing because I specifically choose a character that I feel like I can get through in an episode or two. And I only do the bust on purpose. I have done full characters in the past, but they lasted way too long. I mean, they lasted weeks and weeks and weeks. But usually it depends on the detail of the character, but it can take anywhere from like 4 to 16 weeks, depending on how detailed it is, and if you're going to take it to a game character and all that kind of stuff. So what's a matching Photoshop CC version for I think just the latest. I'm not sure. Like I said, I haven't played with that exporter, so I don't know. Okay, let's see here. Like I said, I don't work for Pixologic. I just demonstrate ZBrush. So there are some things like the Photoshop exporter that I haven't used. This has been going on for 1 hour and 30 odd minutes and 23 years of experience. That's true. So this character has taken me 23 years, 1 hour and 30 minutes to make. That's better. That's better. Am I just guessing how the teeth would look? Yes, I'm making an educated guess. I guess you could call it. I'm making these smaller. I'm spending way too much time on the teeth, though, that's for sure. Okay. But I'm liking these better. Hey, 5 minute, I already answered your question. And the answer is I just don't know enough about it. Restream bot is just a bot. If you'd like more information, you can send an email to support@pixologic.com. You can get more answers through there, or their website, pixologic.com. But I don't know enough about what you're trying to ask. Let's see. What are the basic programs that you use in your workshop tutorials, except for ZBrush? Well, I cover a whole bunch. If you're taking the character to a game, if you're just taking it to 3D printing, all you need is ZBrush. And if you're taking it anywhere else, so I teach how to make the high resolution character in just ZBrush all the way to the end. But as soon as you're done with your high resolution and you're wanting to take it into a game engine, I teach you how to retopologize and do UVs in 3D coats, and then I teach you how to bake maps in Marmoset and Substance Painter, and how to do textures in Substance, and how to render inside of Keyshot. So it covers the whole, the whole thing. Can you give us tips on building speed? Well, the speed comes with practice. So the better you get, the faster you'll get just naturally. But I don't sit and think about like, how can I speed up my workflow too much? I mean, I do sometimes, but that's after I've been doing this for a while, you know? So like I said, I don't think about it too much. It just comes with doing something over and over and over again. Just like anything, you know, you're going to get faster at playing guitar if you play guitar a lot. And I know there are certain practice techniques that you can do, but with 3D sculpting, it's just basically just practicing and doing it more, getting better, getting faster. Oh, you just signed up? Awesome. Thank you. Just so you know, if you are just joining the 3D Character Workshop, it's kind of in a it's in a construction mode right now, where I'm adding a 2.0 to it, and I'm really organizing stuff in there so you can find it easier. Right now it's a little bit messy. Yeah, the teeth are taking a while to sculpt, sorry. They usually don't take this long, but yeah, he's like Dr. Teeth, essentially. He's Mr. Teeth. They're pretty fun teeth. All right. That middle tooth is weird. Too big. Let's tuck those in a little bit more. Well, thanks, Ryan. I really appreciate it. And very soon, I'm going to be offering an accelerator program, which is if you're really, really invested and you want to get better faster, the fastest way you can get better is through critique from somebody who kind of knows what they're doing. So you can fix your mistakes faster, and that's how you get better faster. That's actually a better answer than I gave you. So I'm going to be offering an accelerated program with smaller coaching groups more often. So you can get portfolio reviews, feedback on art tests, feedback on your characters in a more focused environment, that kind of stuff. So I'm working on that. Thanks, Tom. Yeah, I've been talking to you about that. Still working on putting it together. It's a big deal. And I'm trying to bring on more coaches to help out too. More professionals in the industry. Like in the top of their field, those coaches, not amateur coaches. Is it necessary to use the elevation to fix symmetry? I don't understand the question, Zara. Sorry about that. Maybe you can explain it a little more, like what you're asking. The EX8. I have lost a lot of weights, but not. It's been a while. But yeah, since last year I have. Thanks for noticing. Yeah, I just I eat vegetables now. And I don't preach it, but I recommend it to anybody and everybody. I feel better than ever. I was kind of inspired by Kevin Smith. He's the same age as me. had a heart attack, went vegan. Yeah, that's kind of, I went down the same path. In the draw menu, there's an elevation slider. So I don't use it. I don't think I've ever touched it. So is it necessary? No, because I never use it. So I don't know if that helps at all, but all right. I want to start posing his eyes, getting that super menacing grin going on. This is when he starts to come to life. We got 15 minutes. Make his nostrils a little sharper. When doing characters, do you always make the high poly sculpt first, then worry about the low poly? You can do it the other way around. You can sculpt a low poly character and then subdivide it to get the high poly. That is a viable workflow that a lot of people use. But me personally, I've kind of me personally, I don't do it that way anymore. I just do it like this. In the draw menu, there's an elevation slider. I don't know. Like I said, Uzaris, I don't, yeah, right here, the grid elevation. Oh, okay. If you're talking about the grid elevation, that's just the grid for the grid. And I set mine to 0, and that comes with my ruler that way. That's why I was wondering, like, draw elevation? What are you talking about? So I set mine to 0 because if you notice on the floor, I wanted to make it look more like other 3D programs like Maya, and I wanted these grids just to be locked to 0, 0, so I know where 0, 0 is. Most like default ZBrush projects, they will have the elevation kind of snap to the edge of your model. And that always threw my mind off. I couldn't understand what was happening with that. So I set it to 0, so then all of my grids were locked at 0. That's why they're all set in the middle. So then I can always tell where 0, 0, 0 is. But okay, now I know what you're talking about. Sorry about that. I'm like, yeah, no, I set mine. So if you go get my ruler file at 3D Character Workshop, if you want, you can get this ruler file and all of the grids are already set to 0, 0, and the grid size is set to centimeters. The centimeters tall. Each of these squares represent a centimeter. So it works really well with 3D printing and stuff like that. Okay. All right, EX8. Thanks for stopping by. Okay. Let's work on this Samoa. Yeah, these eyes aren't the best. The PC abuser. How's it going, man? That's a good name. It also helps you fix symmetry as well. Sometimes when mirror and weld is not working properly, setting it to 0 fixes it. Oh, really? So the only thing I've found with mirror and weld not working is turning off local symmetry. So if you turn that off, then it will mirror across the world symmetry, but if you have it turned on, it's going to mirror across itself. So that may be what you're bumping into. Oh, thanks. Too heavy. When should we use displacement in normal maps? When you're making a character for games, you use normal maps. When you're making a character for film or television, you'll use displacement maps. I want to learn hard surface concept art. What's your advice? Well, I don't do hard surface much. I do a little bit, but not enough to call myself a hard surface artist. So I would recommend watching artists on this live streaming channel that actually specialize in it. I would watch Paul Gabery or Michael Pavlovich. There's a handful of others that do as well. And then just start, and I think there's some lessons on YouTube from Michael Pavlovich where he talks a lot about hard surface stuff. Yeah, somebody of you other people might know of some good resources. I just know enough to get myself into trouble. Uncle Jesse! Dude, is this the Uncle Jesse that I think it is? There's probably only one, but hey. I've been meaning to reach out to you. Are you like the guy who does the 3D printing channels with the helmets and all that cool stuff? I know who you are. Ian turned me on to you, so. And I think you printed his Venom. Yeah, I want to do the hair eventually. Vitaly Bulgrov. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Has a workshop on Gnomon works. Okay, that's a good one. Here, let me switch over to this. Okay. Yeah, eyebrows, all you need. Angry eyebrows. Put some more detail chisel in his eyes. Let's bump that up. Yeah, this guy's a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with my with the Frankenstein I did a long time ago. And it had a lot of fun little wrinkles and things like this. Aramis 3D? I don't know that I've heard of that one. I don't know if I like that one. There we go. That's too much. Look at that. It's like burp. Too much. Sometimes when you use the inflate brush, it goes towards the camera and you don't know how far it's actually inflating towards you until it's too late. Whoops, went too far. See that pinch down there? Pinch brush sometimes does not get along well with neighbors. Eventually, I'm going to add asymmetry in here. So this won't be so perfect across here. And then one thing I like to do with the brows is on these kind of scary monster type guys, whatever you want to call them, is I like to puff up the brow with my fill brush, just kind of like this, and give it, especially on this end. Okay, did I turn off Sculptris Pro? I did. I'm like, why did I run out of geometry? What? Why are you complaining? Okay, hold on a second. I think, oh, because I have topological turned on my smooth brush and I keep hitting smooth, and yeah, okay. So here we go. And I got to fix this mouth thing. It's not being correct. It's getting pulled too far back, and yeah, anyway, I got to fix it. Uncle Jesse took off, I guess. Where'd you go, man? Okay, so let's take a look. There we go. See, I was running out of I knew that was happening. So let's go turn on Sculptris Pro. There we go. Okay. See, I was getting some weirdness through here because I didn't have Sculptris Pro turned on, and just needed to give myself some more geometry in that area. Thanks, Ryan. Puff that up more. That's better. You're a little too much. Let's blend that back in. Okay, let's fix that mouth before we go. We're almost done. Well, we're almost done sculpting for today. But I just kind of wanted to straighten this out a little bit. It's too much. Did I turn up my... Oh, I turned up the Z intensity on this thing. All right. That's better. I just kind of want this gaunt chin, or this gaunt cheek, to kind of run down like that. This guy's turned out. I like him. A little pinch on the top of that chin. And then I want his eyebrows to come up higher. That. It's making me laugh. That's good. You know you're onto something when it makes you laugh. Puff out these brows right here a little more. You got feedback that Spicer's going to be giving feedback on ZBrush Live? I don't know. It may be, if he said that, then most likely. But I don't know. Spicer's awesome, by the way. He's a good kid. It's good people. I met him at the ZBrush Summit a couple of years ago. out and then pinch it back in. All right, I want to get that curve in the nose. He does do a review stream fairly often. Oh, nice. Go Spicer. I'm trying to decide if I like that. It's pretty heavy. What material? This is a ZBrush modeling. It's just a free material you can find on the interwebs. I like it a lot. It shows the peaks and valleys really well. And it lets me know how smooth or unsmooth my surface is. Like, see the lips are kind of chunky right here. So I can come in here with my pinch brush and just run it along here very carefully and pinch it clean. Oh, thanks, Neil. You just got to be careful with smooth because sometimes you can destroy your pinch that you just put in. Then this polish works pretty good too. Like, see that little, when I roll the light, see this little puffed up area right here? Just kind of push that down. Polish it right out. Are there any good resources on learning to have more control over correctly sizing models for 3D print? My dimensions always change between ZBrush and Cura. So Sean, I actually made a ruler that is a known, it's a known size. So so before I take off, I'll just show it to you really quickly. Because you can grab it for free over my website, 3dcharacterworkshop.com, right here, 3D Character Workshop. Just scroll down the page about halfway. You'll see a blue place to put your email and name and give you the ruler file for free. And it's meant for 3D printing. Sorry, one second. I just want to push this chin, exaggerate it just a little bit and add that point. Okay, the ruler is set to 200 millimeters tall, specifically, and so that is a known size. So if you go over to this print hub, you can see the ruler right here. I'll just solo it so you can see it right here. Okay, so this ruler is 200 millimeters tall. So if you come over to this this print hub right here, this 3D print hub right here. Okay, you can see it says millimeters and inches. If you switch it to millimeters, you have to start to kind of drag the slider for a minute. But if you push 200 or type 200 in there, that's the known size of this ruler. So anything that any of your models that you make them relative to this ruler size. Never scale the ruler up, just leave the ruler alone. But if you can put your character, like say this mouse, for example, it's probably about, well, it might be taller than 200 millimeters. I can't remember. Anyway, you want to measure in real life how tall you want your character to be, and then you make that character as tall as you want it compared to this ruler in this file, and then you export the entire scene out of this 3D print hub at 200 millimeters. As long as your entire model is within the parameters of that ruler, it will be to scale. It's going to be correct. And it's down to the micrometer because I had to do some engineering on one of the bases for Disney Infinity, and we had this, the IN in the logo of Disney Infinity had to push up through a different logo, and it had to be super tight and precise, and it was, and it worked out great. So anyway, that's what this ruler is for. And if you need to be taller than 200 millimeters, just duplicate the ruler or stack them on top of each other and export it out at 400 millimeters, if that makes sense. So, you know, like this pirate girl back here, she's way bigger than 200 millimeters. So you just kind of duplicate the ruler however many times you need it, and then multiply that by one, you know. So that's kind of how you get that to work. Okay, so yeah. And also, if you're going back and forth between like Maya or something like that, this ruler's in metric. So you can also, it can also act as a meter ruler. You can see 1 meter right here and 2 meters right here. So if you go and you change your export factor right here to the scale, if you change that to 100, then when you export it out to Maya, your scale is going to be set to the meters in here. That's why I've put the average female height and average male height in here. And that's if you're going to be doing a game character and going back and forth between 2 programs. That's what this ruler is all about. So if you want to go grab it, again, it's for free on my website, 3dcharacterworkshop.com. And like I said, I also teach an online course called 3dcharacterworkshop.com. And the price will be going up soon on that workshop. So I would get in there because I'm adding a ton of new content right now, like 3 extra hours every other week. Well, every week, three more hours worth of challenges. So now is a fantastic time to get in there. I'd love to see you guys in there. And thanks for hanging out with me today, you guys. Have a wonderful week. This has been fun. And as always, happy sculpting. All right, take care. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you later. Cheers. Thanks, Tom. Thanks, Neil. See you guys. Let's turn it in perspective. Yeah, perspective. Make his teeth white. All right, guys. Take care. Thanks, Anastasia. See ya.